before, but the parties did stipulate back on August 13th to the Cuyahoga County Court Psychiatric Clinic report asking that there be a 20-day evaluation. That evaluation was then performed at Northcoast, and at that time I received a report, and again, I thank the parties for stipulating to that report. That report opined a number of things that I'm just going to place on the record. Based on the stipulation, I did sign a journal entry on September 13th, again noting your stipulation and then noting a little bit of what the doctors had provided to the court. And so I'll note for the record that stipulation, just a couple things to be clear for the record. It was the opinion after the 20-day evaluation that with reasonable medical certainty that Ms. Ellis has an unspecified schizophrenia spectrum and other psychiatric disorders, which presented as a mental condition. I thought it was important that the doctor went on to say that while the court psychiatric clinic from Cuyahoga County may have indicated there may have been malingering of Ms. Ellis, that in fact the doctor found with reasonable medical certainty that she was not malingering, and that in fact she was not able to participate because of her psychiatric disorders. The doctor went on and informed an opinion indicating that Ms. Ellis's capacity to assist Mr. Johnson and Mr. Mack with her representation, that due to her mental condition, that Ms. Ellis lacks the capacity to assist in her defense and helping Mr. Johnson and Mr. Mack. And then in summary, the doctor indicated with reasonable medical certainty that Ms. Ellis, again, having these psychotic disorders with her present mental condition, that due to that condition, she's unable to assist in her defense. Doctor went on to say, though, that with reasonable medical certainty, the doctor believes that Ms. Ellis can be restored to competency within the time frame allowed by law if she is provided psychiatric medications to treat her psychotic illness. That being stipulated to, I placed that in a journal entry on September 13th last week. And then on Monday of last week, the 16th, excuse me, the 13th was a Friday, on the 16th, I placed an order based on what the doctor provided us from Northcoast. He opined again that involuntary administration of drugs is medically appropriate for her condition, Ms. Ellis's condition. So involuntary administration, meaning if Ms. Ellis cooperated, that the medication is substantially likely to render her competent to stand trial and come back here to the court and face those charges that are currently pending. Ms. Ellis is at Northcoast, which is a lockdown facility. So while she's been moved from our jail in a lockdown facility, she currently is in a lockdown facility where she is receiving her treatment. Doctor went on to say that these medications involuntarily administered are going to most likely have no side effects, will not interfere significantly with her ability then to assist counsel in conducting a trial in this matter. The doctor went on to say that if Ms. Ellis is not voluntarily taking her medications, that the doctor would ask that I allow Northcoast Behavioral Healthcare to administer those medications by forced meds. I did find that appropriate, and I did sign that into a journal entry that if Ms. Ellis does not voluntarily take her medication, I have ordered forced medication to be provided by the staff of Northcoast Behavioral Healthcare. And those are the entries that are pending now before this court as Ms. Ellis will continue with her treatment at Northcoast. Again, Ms. Ferrali, I believe, having reviewed those, I know that you had an opportunity to review those, Is there anything regarding the stipulation or what I've noted here on the record that I have not completely outlined or that you would want to add to here this morning?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Mack and Mr. Johnson, do you believe I've indicated correctly those findings in the report, the stipulations that you have, and the entries that I placed with respect to Ms. Ellis?
Yes, Your Honor.